Hi, I'm Ron Landis. Welcome to my studio.
So what you saw me do so far was I took the silver strip and I punched out a round blank. These round blanks are all of a consistent weight, 2 ounces. Then we take that blank and we hammer the edge. We hammer the edge in order to make it pretty, to give it a nice pretty hammered edge. And it also upsets the material for coining. We then take those blanks that have been prepared, they've now been work hardened. We want to take that and anneal them. We put it under a propane torch. The propane torch is going to get them dead soft. It's also going to rearrange that density, make it all even so that they strike like a good circle. We take that when they're hot and then we quench them into our annealing bath. The bath I use is a simple pH down chemical that I just buy from a pool supply. If you're interested in exactly what it is, just leave a comment below and or direct message me and we can talk about that. When I pull it out of there, of course it's been burnt and has the fire scale on it. So I take the blank and I run it under a soft buff. The striking we're going to be doing is hot striking. I'm going to reheat it till up to red hot and then put it in the press. So my surface finish is very forgiving. I can just put it under a Scotch-Brite wheel. Like I said, we're going to hot strike this. So we're going to put it back under the propane torch. We're going to heat it up red hot. You saw me take the coining dies. The dies are the same as those that are going to be offered by Potter USA. It's the Indian head and the buffalo, reminiscent, kind of a tribute to the US Mint design of the buffalo nickel. We're going to take that red hot, we're going to throw it in the press, we're going to hit it with this press. This is our 30-ton coining press, kind of our main workhorse around here. Got a nice big 300-pound flywheel. The screw, everything delivers the pressure we need to strike the coin. We're going to pull it off there with the tongs and we're going to toss it back into the annealing bath because it comes off there still hot. Once it comes off there, that's it. That's the last strike. And then we'll show you all the processes after that. Those look tight, don't they?
Hi, Ron here again. After we strike these art metals, I like to counter stamp them. You know, put the weight on them, the purity metal. I have a little RL stamp that I sign them with. So I do that in my die sinking device. This is a machine that I designed. Joe Rust built it several years, 15, 20 years ago now, I guess. This is really come in handy. I use all these punches back here to sink dies the old-fashioned way. This is how they did it before they had pantograph lathes and reduction lathes and so forth. They'd use hand-engraved punches to apply all the lettering after the main device was in. So this is a way we can keep really accurate placement on letter punches. And I'll go into that in more detail how this thing works. There's another device here. So it locks the die in place. I can spin it around, keep them all in a nice tight circle. This one's kind of more freehand. These metals I'm doing, and I've got different punches. This one I'm going to start at the end and kind of work backwards. I'm going to mark it RL 9992 troy ounces. I got several punches I'll do that with. This just really helps a lot. You can always go back, because it kind of locks in the same place there, so I don't have to try to feed it back in there. As long as this doesn't shift around, I can get a second crack on it. Usually even when I'm sinking dies, you don't try to put it in all at once, kind of tap it in a little at a time so you don't, or you can tend to overdo it. You can always kind of sneak up on it. Okay, I just put Troy ounces in there. I'll put a little 2 in front of it. Yeah, I do these different on all of them. Some of them we made them up with a generic reverse that says ancient roots, and then I'll put my counter stamps around it in a different order. I just kind of mix them up. That way they're all kind of unique in a way. It's the first time I've actually marked the buffalo side on these, so yeah, let's just see how it turns out. Anyway, I like doing these counter stamps. Some people really like counter stamps. I do. I think they look pretty neat. I've engraved all these myself too and heat treated them. I'll probably do a little episode on that, how I make these punches. It's handy to a lot of metalsmith. Yeah, find my little RL punch, saint. And I always put little lines on it so I know which side is the bottom. It's easy to turn them upside down or sideways. Anyway, that's all done. And I always use the opposite die. Otherwise, see, if I just put it on flat and stamped them in, it'd be flattening out this side of it. So always lock it in to the die that it was struck in. That way it doesn't damage the opposing side of the punches. So that's all ready to go. I'll put a patina on that, and it'll be offered on probably up on Facebook. And usually when I show them right off the press like this, they sell within an hour. So by the time you see this one will probably be sold, but I can make you another one. Now, yeah, we'll put the patina on that, and we'll show you the finished one a little later, but part of the reason we wanted to do this video is we're not only selling the metals, but we are also selling the dies. And it's kind of a big thing because I was really reluctant to put these out to the general public because it's one of our better ones. But you kind of, when we do these, you were sort of giving away the copyrights on them because anybody could do whatever they want. But I've been doing for several years. I work for Potter USA, and he makes a line of hydraulic presses, and he's also got the world's largest collection of antique embossing dies from companies all over the world that have gone out of business. He buys up their back dies, and he'll make reproductions of some of them and offer them for jewelers to use in his hydraulic presses that he sells all over. And they use them to impress silver and copper sheet and make jewelry components for this awesome jewelry they're making. So I've been engraving dies for him and for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now. And I've got a pretty good following of potter people who buy they have their hydraulic presses, and they use these to make all kinds of cool stuff. It just never ceases to amaze me, the cool stuff they come up with, and they're using these dies in all kinds of ways. But yeah, these dies will be available through for a limited time through the Potter USA website. And I'll try to post a link on this video too, to where you can go find these on his site. And so it will be both the Indian head and the buffalo, and they won't be shaped exactly like this because these are ones we made. They might be a little bigger face on them, but they make great paperweights for numismatists, hobo nickel collectors. It's related, but mostly we'll be selling these to working jewelers. Okay, this is what they look like after they've been oxidized. They just quick dip in the black max, and they're ready now to just rub off the highlights. We use these little magic erasers to do this. And this gives them it brings out the relief on them better. We're trying to kind of imitate what ancient coins, the look of ancient coins. They have a rough edge, and so these never look right until they've been blackened and rubbed off like this. They look a little more like an ancient coin. Okay, so here's the finished pieces. And these are on our website, and you can order them, or if you want, you can buy the dies and make them yourself. That is an option now. So thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe if you haven't already.